More person apply for the job, then there will be a scope for recruiting better person. The more and more work whenever they are giving you, don't get disheartened. You are supposed to understand that it is only you whom they can trust. That's the reason they are giving you more work. Recruitment policies. Due to policies, many of the employees, they don't feel like working in the organization. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the second session of the second chapter, that is Human Resource Planning. With that, you also have two more topics, that is recruitment and selection. So in this chapter, we went with the process of job analysis also. Now I'll be explaining you a little more about in detail what exactly happens in job analysis. The first one here we have is job description. Now, what exactly job description is? In the previous session, I told you that job analysis involves so many aspects like job description, specification, enlargement, enrichment. Now here the first one is description. The word description itself, it is always about a written format. So here job description refers to a written informative documentation that states the duties, task, responsibilities and qualification of a job based on the finding of a job analysis. So it is a complete written information. So the minute you get placed in any of the company, the first thing the HR manager after recruitment and selection does is orientation is given. While giving the orientation, they also tell you that each and every job will be described. So how a description will be given? That too in a written format. What are your duties? What are the tasks which you are supposed to do and whom you are supposed to report and how many people gonna report to you? That is what the job description will be given. Job specification. A job specification question can come for 2 marks. Now here, when you go with this job specification, a job specification is the list of recommended qualities. Anybody who has these qualities, right? Qualities for a person to qualify for and succeed in a position. For example, now there is a person who can handle stress, right? So we are looking for a person who can handle the stress. So we're gonna give him a stress management positions. So that specification is what? A person who has qualification plus who can handle stress. So that is how we go with job specification. Specifically, what are the targets which you are looking in the candidate? That specification should be given. While the job description includes the title, position, responsibility and summary, the specification identifies the skills, traits, right, the features, education and experience a candidate might need to qualify for that job. Description is only given for a summary, what exactly, but here when you go with specialization and specification, that how the person is he really qualified for it, we actually check. Job enlargement. Now job enlargement, in the sense you need to understand here, the definition of enlargement is adding additional activities. What are the activities which you are doing it, right? Now adding more activities to it, because they know that you are the person who can handle it. You can take the pressure, you can take the load. That is why they are doing what? Adding additional activities within the same level to an existing role. So you are a person who is into HR. Now they are giving you not just recruitment, they are also telling you are supposed to go for selection, you are supposed to go for training and development, you are supposed to be there for compensation. So what are they doing? They are adding more work. That is called job enlargement. This means that a person will do more, that is a different activities in their current job. This is given to person who is capable of doing it. So the more and more work whenever they are giving you, don't get disheartened. You are supposed to understand that it is only you whom they can trust. That's the reason they are giving you more work. Your job enriching your knowledge, right? Job enrichment is a process that is categorized by the adding dimensions to existing job to make them more motivating. Enrichment is all about upskilling, right? Here what happens is giving more responsibility is one side, but also they go with what motivate you in that, how exactly you can take up skills in those activities, how well you can be there to help the organization grow. That is what job enlargement is. Job rotation, see this, usually many of the small companies, they practice job rotation. It is not advisable for a very big company, right? Job rotation is for a smaller company. So example here, job rotation, what happens is you are a person who is placed in HR. Now this is just a common example which I'll give you. Now marketing is there, we also have finance, right? And we also have, say, production. So a person who is in HR, after 6 months, he'll go and be working in marketing. After 6 months, he'll be in finance. Say, after 6 months, he'll go for production. So this is what job rotation is. Job rotation. Why they do it? Please do understand. Job rotation is a management approach where employees are shifted between 2 or more assignments of job at regular interval of time in order to expose them into all verticals of an organization. They should know each and every department so that they'll not start the blame game. Okay, say example, now there is a person called HR. Everybody will actually take this person as a responsible. Right? Example, I'll just give it to you. So here what happened, the sales did not happen. So the entire committee was set and they were asked why the sales was not proper. So the salesperson said that, sir, it is because production was not good. That's why sales did not happen. So the production person, when they ask, the production person says, sir, marketing did not go well. Production is really good. Marketing was the main problem. So then the question went to the marketing team, what really happened? So the marketing people were there. They said, sir, the HR people, whomever this person has hired, that is a staff, the personnel, they were not proper. They didn't market it. So it is not our mistake. It is the people whom the HR selected. Now the question goes to the HR team, that is what happened, why did you not do this? Now the HR will throw it to the finance department saying, sir, the employees whomever we have hired, they got very less pay, so we don't get qualified people for this payment. So the problem is the finance person. Now the finance person was asked, sir, why did you not pay them? The finance person said, sir, sales didn't happen. So the more sales is not happening, so more profit we are not getting. So the more profit we are not getting, we can't allocate huge money only for recruitment. So here what happened, everybody started to blame somebody else. That's the reason this job rotation is given, so that each and every department has flaws. We need to understand those flaws and we are supposed to move on. That is the reason we go with job rotation. This is highly not recommended for big companies. It is only for smaller companies. Next is recruitment. What is recruitment? Recruitment is inviting people to face an interview is called recruitment. You would have seen in the newspaper what the ad will be given there, right? Recruitment is going on, recruitment, 3 boys, 4 girls, like that. That is what they are going for, recruitment. So what exactly that means? The word recruitment means inviting people to face an interview. So recruitment is a positive process searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the job in the organization. When more person apply for the job, then there will be a scope for recruiting better person. Always understand, we need to have 5 recruitments. But we'll not just say 5 recruitment. We say that whoever is a person who feels they can actually take up the job, please do come. So we have 100 people for the job. Now selecting the best course of action, selecting the best course of person, whoever cracks it. Now what happens is options are more, so the scope for recruitment is also what? More. So recruitment, whenever we are supposed to go, we should have more people so that after scrutiny we'll get the best of the best out of 100. Methods of recruitment, the first here is direct advertising, saying that company wants it, so please do come. Second, talent pool database. Now there is a database where the potential candidates who are ready for joining an organization, that those people will be there. We can actually take it from them. Employee referrals. In the company itself, there are so many employees who know so many people. So the employees will refer, sir, he is my friend's brother, he is my relative, please do actually take it. That is what the employee referral goes with. Boomerang employees, you would be in shock. What exactly this boomerang employees? See, example, now there is a person who was working in a company. After that, for some reason, he went out of the company and he worked somewhere else. Now what happened? Again, he came back. That is called boomerang employee. Promotions and transfer. Because of promotions also and transfer also, please do understand, whenever you go with recruitment, the thing is, there is a vacancy. There is a vacancy. So anybody who comes and fill that vacancy, that is what the recruitment is all about. So here, say promotion. I'll give you an example. There is here HR manager is there. Okay. With HR manager, say there are 3 people called as, say, A, B and C. Now HR manager gets promotion and he goes and he becomes the managing director. Okay, succession planning is already done. Now this post is vacant. Now this post is vacant. Now A, B, C, anybody who comes here, this post is filled, so recruitment is done. This is internal recruitment is done. So whoever wants, whether it is A, B, C, whoever it is, that is called promotion. Next is transfer. Say there are transfer. One of the example which I'll just give it to you. There is a company which has 2 branches. Say one is in Mysuru. This is a company. And one more is in Bangalore. In Mysuru, this is a finance department. So here there is a person called B, and this is vacant because somebody who was working, he is not working anymore in this company. So in Bangalore, we have finance department. We have combination, say 1. Here the person name is 1A, and here the person name is 1B. Okay, let's go with this. 1A, 1B. So here what happened? This is the same segment. The levels are the same. Now here the person name 1, he'll actually come and he'll be here, right? He'll be here. This is called transfer. Now what has happened? Same position, but transferred to some other branch. Transferred to some other place. That is called transfer, where salary will not be increased. Responsibility will not be increased. Nothing will be increased. The only thing is from here to here, he'll get transferred. So this is called one of the methods of recruitment. Next is employment exchange. Now government of India has done something called employment exchange of India, where you have pool of people, whoever wants to meet the employer as well as the employer who wants to meet the employee. So that is like a consultancy where people will be there so that recruitment will happen normally. So recruitment agencies. Now I told about employment exchange of India, which is the government body. Now another is the consultancies are there, agencies are there. They are the people who will be like a middleman or a broker or an agent. Professional organizations, internship and apprenticeship, recruitment events and word of mouth. Usually this happens more in India, saying that, see, in Infosys there is a vacancy which is created, right? We don't know whether in Infosys this particular day there is a vacancy or not. Word of mouth, somebody heard about it while they are actually talking to so many people. Now in one of the marriage hall, they were just talking about employment, and they got to know that there is a a position in Infosys which is vacant, and they started to tell that, okay, you people can actually apply in Infosys. The person who wanted to apply, he did not know that, or she did not know that Infosys had a vacancy. So word of mouth will act a method of a very good recruitment. Next is factors affecting recruitment. What are the factors which will affect recruitment? There are two factors, internal factor as well as external factor. When it comes to internal factors, the first factor is recruitment policies. Due to policies, many of the employees, they don't feel like working in the organization because the policies will be very rigid. Right? It will suffocate a person. So that is what the first thing is. Second is human resource planning. If there is no proper plan for having a person, so the people, whoever will get recruited, they'll feel that they don't have a future in the organization. So that is a problem there. Size of the organization. Sometimes very big organization, people who are not extrovert, they feel that how can I work in a big organization? That is also a factor which will affect the recruitment. Cost involved in recruitment, growth and expansion is also the factor. The next factor is external factor. Now, when it comes to external, it is all about supply and demand. See, everything revolves in the supply and demand. Second is labor market, goodwill or the image of the organization. See, if the goodwill is really good, many people will actually vouch to get that job. They're like, I really want to go and work. But when it comes to the goodwill and the image of the organization, say, I'll give an example. There was a company called Satyam. Now, Satyam was really doing good. Everybody wanted to work in Satyam. But after the Satyam scam was revealed by Ramlingam, after that, people, whoever wanted to work in Satyam, they wanted to quit because they couldn't take the name of that scam. Next is political, social, legal environment. So whenever we go with this, please you understand, I always tell this called as step in. Step in. Social, technological, economical, political, international. So here, when we go with it, these are all the factors which will affect the recruitment process. Next is unemployment rate and the competitors. So these are the two other factors which will affect the recruitment methods. Now, sources of recruitment, how all sources can be changed. Now, I've given here the two, just please do write exactly the same because it is a 10 marks question. Sources of managerial recruitment. Internal is there, external is there. In internal, what all will come is, one is promotion. I told you an example also how exactly promotion will go with it. Next is retirements. People, whoever gets retired, again they are being hired. So that is also what the internal source of recruitment. Retirement, after retirement also I'll take the same person, right? Many a times there are so many people who are the present CEOs in India. They were earlier retired and after that they couldn't take or fill the position. Then what they did, again hired those people. Next is former employee. Now I told you about the boomerang, isn't it? Former employees. First that person was working, then he went, again he came back. This really happened in Apple. Now Apple, Steve Jobs was fired. After they fire Steve Jobs, they felt that without Steve Jobs we can actually do really good, but they really failed. And what really happened, after some years they called Steve Jobs back. So it is what internal recruitment. Next is transfer. Also I have given an example how transfer will actually help in filling the recruitment within the branches or other branches. You can actually take the person. Next, internal advertisement. Internally the recruitment gonna happen internally, but they're gonna tell whoever you can refer, we will actually take it. That is called internal advertisement. Next we have is external. External in the sense who are not in the company, they're the freshers who actually come. So when I say freshers, that doesn't mean that a person who's working in some other company for 10 years, is a fresher. No, I'm just telling you that when I say fresher, that means the person who is not working in the organization. Whoever have a lot of experience also, when they come to this company, they will be treated as a fresher only. So the first one is press advertisement. It's a huge demand in our India because many people uses newspaper. So the minute they check newspaper, it is exactly like you will go for the cost also, right? So press advertisement. Second is campus interview. So many of us, we think that campus interview is not good, but in reality, I'll just tell you, the company wants to come to you to select you. How crazy it is, right? The company wants you. That means you are in demand, boss. That's why always whenever you select any college, you are supposed to understand, is there a campus interview in that college? Only then please do go and work or study in that college. Placement agencies. There are so many placement agencies which will be there. Employment exchange, like Employment Exchange of India. Walk-in interviews. There are so many people who just come or just go to the organization and they say, I want a job. And they give their resume or CV, and then that is called walk-in interview. E-recruitment, nowadays it is all online. We actually go with so many companies which we actually push our resume or the CV. Next is competitors. Usually this happens to big companies where they are in the same segment. So example, I'll just give you an example. I'm working in Airtel. So I'm really doing good. I have a very good position. I have a very good salary. I have a lot of incentives. Now what happens? Airtel competitor is what? Vodafone, or Airtel competitor is Jio. So the Jio people will check exactly what person he is, what kind of salary he gets, what is the work he puts into. Everything they'll calculate, and then they're gonna give a call saying that if you can come to our company, we can give you more salary. So that is what competitors will also check, whether you are good or not. If you are good, they're gonna take you and they're gonna give you more salary. But unethical it is. It is not ethical, it is called as unethical. We always call this as poaching, but poaching where there is no objection, right? NOC is given to you, then you can actually go. That is how you will actually make more money in external recruitment. That is competitor. If the competitor is asking you, they're gonna give you more salary. Selection is a heading. Now what is selection? Selection is the process of choosing the most suitable candidate for the vacant position in the organization. Always we need to make sure there is no vacant position. That is what the aim of recruitment and selection is. Advantages of selection. What are the advantages? Why we are supposed to go for selection? The first one is it is cost effective and reduces a lot of time and effort. Second, it helps avoid any biasing while recruiting the right candidate. There should not be any bias on the basis of creed, caste, religion, gender. If that person is qualified, you are supposed to hire. If he is not qualified, you are supposed to reject. That is what the selection need to be done. It helps eliminate the candidate who are lacking in knowledge, ability and profession. See, you are not supposed to choose people who don't have knowledge. It provides a guideline to evaluate the candidate further through strict verification and reference checking. There should always be a third party check. Who that person is, where was he working, is he a fresher, or did he had any experience, why did he leave his last company. Everything you are supposed to go for a proper checking. It helps in comparing the different candidates in terms of their capacity, capability, knowledge, skills, experience, work, attitude, etc. That is what the advantage of selection is. Now, selection process, how selection process happens step by step. I'll just tell you. The first thing is, step of selection process is recruitment, inviting people to face an interview. Then go for application. Now, after filling the application, all the data, everything is given about that person. Now you go for written test. See, this depends on company to company how selection will happen. It also depends on what type of position you are actually going for the selection. Then you go for interview, then you go for a reference check. Whoever passes the next will go to the next stage, or else they will be rejected. After reference check, go for medical examination, and then the final selection is what? Placement and induction. Induction in the sense introducing that person to the entire company organization for the well-being of the person, plus they also feel comfortable or whenever you go for any icebreaker. Barriers to effective selection. What are the barriers? The first thing is perception. What do you think about it? The perception is the barrier. Will I get selected or not? That is a barrier. Fairness. If there is no fairness, the selection will be really bad. Validity. Validity is very important in selection. If you don't go for validity, the entire process of selection will be a toss. Reliability, and the last one is pressure. Now, what type of pressure? How well you have selected? These are the barriers. One is perception, fairness, validity, reliability, and pressure. Now, the first thing here, placement. When I say placement, what exactly a placement is all about? You'll always have a question in your mind, right? Is there any placement in our college? Is there any placement in the university? Is there any placement? Now, what exactly placement is all about? Now, placement in the sense is the act of offering the job to a finally selected candidate. It is the act of finally assigning the rank and responsibility to an employee, identifying him with a particular job, placing a person to a job. So you need to make sure that how well you are supposed to get equipped with knowledge, proficiency, as well as skills, so that nobody should reject you. That is what the placement aims at. Now, features of placement. The first one is it improves the morale of the employees. It reduces the employee turnover. Please do understand the meaning of turnover here. Employee turnover is more in an organization. Make sure that you don't go to that organization, because who knows what will happen in future, because they don't have a proper human resource planning. So the more labor turnover happens, the more employee turnover happens. That means they don't have stability. Next is decreases accident rates. Why it decreases accident rate? Because you have selected the right person, the best person, who will not do anything without his knowledge. So negligency will be less. So that is how the accident will be less. Enhance labor productivity. See, whatever you do, I always repeat this word. Why they do selection, recruitment, or human resource planning or human resource development is only to make sure that the productivity increases daily. Clarifies expectations. Now here, clarifies expectation. How the feature of placement is, whatever the expectation of the person is, it will be clarified here. Then and there itself, everything will be given. So these are the things which you are supposed to know for your human resource planning, recruitment, and selection. Any doubts regarding this session, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.